לצערי, נתניהו מונע מאיתנו להתקדם לניצחון האמיתי שהוא ההצדקה למחיר הכואב והמתמשך. לכן, אנחנו עוזבים היום את ממשלת החירום. בלב כבד, אך בלב שלם. I was very privileged, together with my friends, to bring to the cabinet room all the experience we have. I know that the other people are staying there, mainly Yoav Gallant and Prime Minister himself. They know what should be done. Hopefully they will stick to what should be done, and then it will be okay.
אלון, אנחנו יוצאים עכשיו מיון אליכם.
יש עת למלחמה ועת לשלום. עכשיו, עת מלחמה.
Gantz was a moderate voice in the cabinet, the inner war cabinet that Netanyahu was leading, and with him gone, it sort of tugs all the decisions to the right and to the more extreme. The second problem is that Netanyahu, with the success of the hostage rescue, is more likely to dig in and to say, it's better to shoot now and negotiate later. Let's follow my lead rather than Gantz's. The third problem is, look, there's very little trust between government officials from the United States and Netanyahu. And as Secretary of State Kissinger said many years ago, trust is the currency of diplomacy. And that kind of flirtation with Gantz leaves some kind of insecurity on Netanyahu's part and might lead to opportunities to press Netanyahu for concessions. It definitely gives us some kind of leverage. Finally, you know, Netanyahu ran on the title Mr. Security. He promised peace through strength. He delivered war through weakness. Gantz is a figure of security. The national security leadership of Israel is lining up behind Gantz and saying, with him gone, it's really time for some accountability on what happened October 7th and early elections. If the United States uses that to their advantage, there's an opportunity to pressure Netanyahu. If you want power, if you want to keep your coalition, you need to make some concessions. Netanyahu is trying to appear large and in charge now. If he wants to do that, then he might have to start playing by the United States rules rather than by his own personal ambition, his political gain, which has clearly been driving him until now. Everybody wants to bring the hostages home. There's a clear majority of people who are ready to call for a ceasefire, whether it's temporary or permanent. Look, in the Middle East, no ceasefires are really forever, and kind of focus the attention where it's necessary. It will de-escalate the increasing conflict in the north. It might be the right war, but it's the wrong time, is what the national security establishment is saying in Israel. And it gives Israel the opportunity to grab that golden ring, which is peace with Saudi Arabia, normalization with the broader Middle East, and prosperity, stability for all, which is a priority for the United States as well.
מדינת ישראל ניצבת בפני אתגרים ביטחוניים כבדים ביותר, אל מול מציאות משתנה ויהודית. כן.
לא מעט ללמוד. בסופו של דבר, אמרת לך כמובן דודים קטנים שיורים כרגע ירי קצר.
בזכותכם, תודה לכם.
אין לנו עד הסוף, תודה לכם.
עוד מתמשך בארץ.
Sir, is Prime Minister Netanyahu playing politics with the war?
I don't think so. He's trying to work out a serious problem he has. Thank you.
the U.S. government, irrespective of party, and certainly this president, has a long-standing relationship with Prime Minister Netanyahu and most of the senior leaders in the Israeli government. So it won't be something that is insurmountable. The difficult part here is Yahya Sinwar and Hamas. Sinwar sees what is going on in the public spaces internationally and both in America, and he believes he has public sentiment on his side in support of his movement, and feels very little pressure to accept this deal. In his mind, he's winning this conflict. Well, there is what is reflected certainly in social media, on college campuses, but there is recent polling to suggest, certainly in the United States, that a broad majority of Americans continue to support Israel and believe that it is well within its rights to defend itself from Hamas, which is a terrorist organization. That said, it's very easy to point to the protests and believe that that is ubiquitous and otherwise the commonly held opinion. Even following the military raid which rescued 4 Israeli hostages this past weekend, much of what is reflected in social media seems to be a focus on Palestinian casualties that may have come through the course of that operation. However, all of the numbers of those who have been allegedly killed are themselves coming from Hamas and otherwise unverifiable.